This machine is printing the walls of a home. Tycoon 3D Builders is pouring millions into this new tech, hoping it can help solve our housing shortage.
Houses that we need is anywhere from 3 to 6 million.
3D printers can cut building time in half. But fewer than 100 were built in the US last year. Out of 1.5 million total homes, Tycoon 3D Builders has created the system that is changing the housing market. How does the cost compare to regular homes? And can this new tech help solve our housing crisis? A 3D home starts with a big trench for the foundation. Then we prepare the concrete for the walls. Right now, the cost to build traditional housing in the United States is very high. And there is also a shortage of construction labor available. With our robotic construction building process, the machine lays down the foundation for the walls for 2 days. Metal wires add support. Once a final layer of concrete is applied, the foundation is done. Now the walls of the actual house can go up. Building a 3D house is just like playing a video game. Most of the job will be done by just 3 people. One person operates the printer, another controls the mix, and a third monitors the site. That's also how we save money in building. Typical houses need separate crews for the wood-framed walls, exterior siding, and drywall panels. 3D homes don't need those 30 people. But we only use 3 people. That's a huge cost savings there. Everything is built completely in just under 14 days, 3 times faster than one built from lumber and drywall. Our printer can also help reduce waste. We know exactly how much material we need at the start of the project. We don't use drywall as much. We don't need nailers or vapor barriers in the walls or vinyl siding. We do use insulation, which is sprayed manually between the walls. The printer's job is done, and now in the next week, our crew will get the house move-in ready. Our team is licensed to do electrical, plumbing, finishing HVAC, cabinets, and appliances, plus a truss roof made of wood. The total cost for us to build this 1,800 square foot home is $120,000. This is 40% cheaper than a stick-built home. This house will sell in most markets for $400,000 retail. This is a $280,000 instant profit in equity. Traditional processes typically take 6 to 7 months, and in 3D printing, we can do it easily less than half that time. Our company owns over 7,000 acres of land, and we are consistently partnering with many cities on affordable and workforce housing solutions.
Saws and hammers, sweat and toil. They work from dawn to dusk.
America has been building homes the same way for over 100 years, mostly out of wood. Back then, that was the affordable way to build houses. The industry and the supply chains developed around wood construction of low-rise, single-family houses. Wood is a great insulator, but it's also susceptible to fires, weather damage, mold, and termites. Concrete is more resistant to all of those. It's gotten pricier in the US ever since 2012, but it's still less volatile than the price of lumber, which soared 300% in 2021. Concrete is already used in the United States to make buildings like schools and hospitals. America's been trying to mass-produce homes for over a century. In 1909, you could order an entire home from the Sears catalog. The company pre-cut all the materials in a factory and usually shipped them by train. The home kits became a $90 million business. But they were discontinued in the 40s due to slumping sales. In the 70s, the United States government spent millions promoting homes fully built in factories, also known as modular houses. Roughly 25,000 were built, but the movement didn't really catch on. Part of the problem was that it was expensive to build and operate the factories. Government aid dried up in the mid-70s, and a lot of the builders went under. Today, roughly 98% of houses are still assembled on site mostly by hand, and it takes a month longer to build a house now than it did in 1971. Material and labor shortages can also delay projects. 3D printing solves these problems. We are proving that you can build lots of them fast while saving money. We build 3D homes 40% cheaper than traditional homes. It's scalable, less expensive, faster, and a stronger home than any of the homes built in the 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s. As with any new technology, people are skeptical at first. Even if you think back to the first cars that were developed, it took quite some time for consumers to start to adopt it and want to be driving these vehicles all over the place. Henry Ford's first model car was built with hemp, and it ran on hemp fuel. This car was cheaper, stronger, lighter, flame-resistant, mold and mildew-resistant. Now, over 8 decades later, we are building houses using hemp in our mixture, to provide a house that can withstand national disasters. We are not just creating housing. We are providing healthy living environments for people to live and raise their families. The houses you live in today, you inhale carbon monoxide that comes from appliances and exterior pollution from cars, which is not healthy. Carbon monoxide can lead to health issues or be deadly. Each year, over 2,000 people die from carbon monoxide poisoning. The mixture we use to build our houses has hemp, which absorbs carbon monoxide and provides healthier and longer living. Tycoon 3D Builders. We build the future.